Freud's The Schreber case presents an interesting contrast between the religious delusions of diagnosed paranoid schizophrenics and the central parables of modern religion. Though in modern-day society we are quick to categorize Schreber's fantasies as madness, the impossible details of his story accurately mirror religious texts. So what makes a prophet's story believable? Is it that the events occurred so long ago that they have been blurred into legend? This doesn't explain why those of Jewish faith at the time of Jesus Christ decided to risk their lives to support his claim of being God's son. And more modern religions like Mormonism take place in a context similar enough to ours that their founding stories do not have the remove of Jesus' days in Nazareth. Does a pre-existing set of beliefs prime the believers for a conversion to this next step? Again, this does not give us the full answer, for the Jewish religion had scores of followers who did not convert to Christianity and have not to this day. Is it an intense charisma on the part of the so-called prophet? Undoubtedly, but this still does not explain what exact set of circumstances are necessary for people to believe in a new prophet. One thing that predisposes religious believers to have faith in a person who might be said to mirror the modern paranoid schizophrenic is the essentially paranoid structure of religion. The basic tenets of most Judeo-Christian religions are: 1. There is an omnipotent, omniscient God. 2. He has created the world according to his divine plan. 3. Though events may seem insignificant or purposeless, everything happens for a reason and towards a purpose. And 4. Every action is recorded and evaluated and will someday be used to judge you. This structure, where the world is controlled by someone who is infallible and will always be 2 steps ahead of you, where everything you say and do will have repercussions because someone is watching, and where the seemingly banal events of everyday life are all working towards some greater goal, is a paranoid structure. Substitute the CIA or the Illuminati for God, and traditionally accepted religious beliefs sound just like paranoid ravings. So, the similarities between those we institutionalize and those whom we revere as saints and prophets are less surprising when we see that they all work within similar contexts. But why do some prophets inspire religions, and some get diagnosed as paranoid schizophrenics? In his introduction to the Schreber case, Colin McCabe claims that the reason people did not adopt Schreber as their prophet was that his claims bear no relation to texts of genuine religious experience, above all because there is no sense of Schreber being involved and transformed by the experiences he undergoes. Though Schreber seemed very involved and altered by his experiences, perhaps what McCabe meant was that there were no physical results of the claims Schreber made that God was going to turn him into a woman and then impregnate him. Perhaps what gives prophets that element of believability is that their predictions and claims come true. They are able to perform some sort of miracle. But in the case of Scientology, a comparatively new religion started in 1952 by science fiction writer L. Ron Hubbard, the basis of belief seems to be entirely the claims of its creator, who evidence no manifestations of a higher power. Interestingly, Scientologists commonly believe in the harmfulness of psychiatry and psychology, the same areas of knowledge that might legitimately seek to discredit their beliefs. Even the classification of Scientology as a religion is uncertain. It seems to bear more resemblance to a cult. But what is interesting about Scientology in comparison with other established religions is its newness may be the only thing keeping it from being taken seriously. Every religion had a point at which there were only a few believers, the prophet and the small initial group he had convinced. Though Scientology is openly reviled by many as a cult, as a blatant attempt to make money, or as having a ridiculous science fiction story at its base, none of the things that Scientologists believe are really that much more ridiculous than the beliefs of more traditional religions. Thus, in the development of Scientology, we may be witnessing the birth of the world's next powerful religion. Overall, the question of what exactly makes religion successful and believable is extremely difficult to answer, to say the least. The line between religious delusions and religious parables is blurred and difficult to define. There doesn't seem to be a set of criteria for the evaluation of a prophet, and in many cases the proof that may have convinced the contemporaries of the prophet has been lost to time, or has mixed with exaggeration and hearsay to become legend.